Hello, this reading is for Cancer. It's October 8th, 2020. If you take a second, you can look in the description box below for a description of the way that I read energy. It's just a real brief little paragraph that talks about how you can understand when I say kings, queens, knights, and the energy that they might be in. Just basically, we don't read for sexuality, well, actual gender, I guess. We read for feminine and masculine energies. We all have them, both. So knights can be women or men, same with kings. Queens can be men or women. It just depends on the energy that that person is in. Doesn't mean anything about their sexuality. It just means what they're behaving. If they're being more nurturing or more logical or whatever it is as it applies to the situation. So I did go ahead and get, so funny thing, between readings, I just finished the Gemini reading a little while ago, and between, before I start a new reading, I always go wash my hands. It's just part of my practice, part of my little ritual that I do when I read. And I went into the bathroom, and all of a sudden my hair was like crazy, buzzy, staticky, and I thought, oh, I wonder if someone that's going to listen to this might be in a place that's really humid, because when I go to see my family in Florida, that's exactly what my hair does, is it just frizzes right up because it's already curly, and it just sees it as an invitation to curl up more. At any rate, I thought, well, maybe this person lives somewhere that it's humid, or someone that's going to listen lives somewhere it's humid, or wants to visit somewhere that's humid. And then when I came out to start playing the energy cards, the oracles that I use to pick up on the energy of the reading, the archetype card that I got for you, Cancer, was the desert. So I thought that was kind of funny. The desert can mean a lot of things. It can mean, I think in this case, it's talking about clarity. It can be a time spent alone, time where you're having some really, I will tell you right now that this is going to be a very spiritual reading. We're definitely going to be talking about a relationship, and we're also going to be talking a lot about spirituality, and it looks like maybe some healing too. But the desert archetype represents just time alone, time for clarity, seeing things in a way that you haven't seen them before. Maybe even having visions, and I'm not talking about being crazy or anything, like literally having visions that from spirit that are trying to like help you to see the message that well, that's interesting that they want you to see. If this energy isn't used properly, it can also make you feel a little crazy if you aren't ready to be in tune with this level of spirituality that it looks like is happening for you in the month of October. And these readings are timeless. I mean, it can be any time that you watch this is when it's good for, but right now I'm recording in October 2020. So if you're not ready to deal with these types of messages from spirit, it might make you feel a little bit crazy. I remember when when my gift was really kind of, I don't know, I guess when I was becoming very aware of it, I thought I was losing my mind. And I remember calling my mom once and saying, do I sound okay? Do I sound crazy to you? Because I thought maybe I was going crazy. At any rate, I don't know why I'm telling that story. It's completely irrelevant. This is already going to be a long reading, I can tell. So let me go ahead and tell you about what I picked up on with the with what I read before we started this one. It looks like your crown chakra. Your crown chakra is at the top of your head. I'm a Reiki practitioner as well. your crown chakra is your connection to spirit, how close you're feeling to God, how connected that you're feeling to the universe, to your spirit guides, to whatever it is your spiritual connection. How close are you feeling to that? And it looks like that for some of you, it's been very activated lately, that something's happened that that has you feeling much more in touch with your spirituality. What may have triggered that is some self-healing that it looks like you've been trying to do. It looks like for some of you Cancers that that you're starting to come out of an energy of I don't know, just not being awakened yet, not being enlightened, not being aware of what's going on, not being aware of traumas that you still need to heal in yourself. That you've been really working on that you become more aware of the karma that you created in your life with, maybe bad decisions or mistakes that you've made, that you can see how that's being returned to you and how there's a need for you to start clearing some of the karmic debts maybe that you owe, and that as you do that, that you're beginning to feel better, that awareness is helping you to come up kind of through a sort of karmic trench to a more ascended status for yourself. I think some of you have definitely been in prayer. Yeah, I think that some of you have been asking specifically for more wisdom, more faith, and that you're either well into this discovery sort of journey about yourself, or you're just beginning it. It may be coming into a time of transition right now. There's also a lot of information here about a relationship that it looks like is coming to an end. And normally I would be so certain about saying it looks like it's coming to an end, but this really looks like a relationship that's coming to an end. So, and it doesn't just have to be a romantic relationship. It can be the end of a job. It can be the end of, just a friendship. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. It might be, it could even be a family member. It could be some sort of dispute you might be in with a neighbor. So just however it applies to your life, you can make it fit that way. It looks like you made a choice somewhere along the way that has put you in a bad place. That's put you in a place where you're wondering whether or not you can trust your own judgment about the people that you choose to associate with, and that you're having a better understanding of how much the choices that you make about who you associate with, how they truly do affect your emotional health and other choices that you make in your life. There's also a new relationship that's coming in for some of you, and it doesn't have to be romantic, although I suspect for most of you that it probably is. But there's a new relationship that's coming in for you that has great purpose. So it can be romantic, it can be a new friendship, it can be a new job, it can be someplace new that you're going to volunteer or spend time, or it could even be a new hobby or something that you take on to do that's going to help you grow. But something new that's coming into your life that has great purpose. So let's go ahead and get into your reading. I'm going to first ask what the situation is. It looks like whether or not you've executed this decision, it looks like you have made a decision, and that you're no longer sort of waiting for more information about whether or not, about which way you're going to go with it. Yeah, the waiting is over. This definitely concerns something that hurt you, definitely romantically, something that broke your heart. In the past, you've been very quiet about it. You haven't said much about it, but you're talking now. When I say you, Cancer, this can be you, or it can be someone that's in your energy too. So if you're thinking, well, this isn't me, or that's my boyfriend, or it's my husband, or whatever, okay, just flip it. Energy is fluid when we read energy, so just get in where you fit in. But I think that you feel like things have been very hard for a very long time, and you've been quiet about it. You haven't said a lot about it, and you started to lose hope that it's going to get better. Yeah, you're not even looking for it to get better anymore. Maybe. What's the situation, please? What's the situation for Cancer for us to be aware of, please? You want to feel better, Cancer. You haven't, whatever this relationship is, and again, it doesn't have to be just romantic. It can be a friendship. It can be, a relationship with a boss at work or coworker. But whatever this is has put you in a bad place emotionally. And you want to feel better. Yeah, you want to heal. So the situation is healing. Do you have anything else to go with Temperance, please? Temperance is all about healing. It's about patience. It's about patience. Oh my gosh, it's about patience. It's about divine timing. It's about bringing things into balance. So the situation is a need for all of this, a need for temperance, a need for healing, a need for balance. This situation also, for some of you, might include people that have been drinking too much or involving themselves in toxic behaviors too much, which, you're going to hear that in a lot of readings because that's what we do as humans. So if you've been doing that, don't beat yourself up. I'm not saying that to be critical of you. Toxic behaviors aren't just drinking. It can be drugs, overeating, promiscuity, pornography, spending too much money, gambling, anything that is low vibrational activity, something that numbs pain that isn't good for you. Like if you're praying a lot and that numbs the pain, yay, that's super good for you. If you go to the casino because it makes you forget about your problems for a while and, you blow your mortgage money for that month, boo, not good. So, hopefully you're choosing better ways to, oh, okay, all right. Oh, okay. All right, so normally I wouldn't take 5 cards all at once, but we're going to go ahead and take it, and this is coming out as the obstacle for you. This is the situation needing healing, needing balance, but we're going to go ahead and look at these cards. I'm going to break them down into 2 by 2. So the first 2 that we have are the 6 of Pentacles and the 8 of Swords. This is Taurus energy and Gemini energy. Can't imagine an air sign in their head, right? The 6 of Pentacles can mean a lot of different things, depending on the cards that they come out with. But this is an energy of someone giving to more than one person. So if this relationship that we've been talking about here, because we already know that that's definitely happening, is that energy is being given to more than one person in this situation. And it's got the other party completely in their head about it. I don't know why, but for some reason I'm picking up on the thought that that both parties are doing this. Whether it's physically, energetically, whatever it is, that all of the energy isn't going towards each other. So this may be one person's having an affair in the relationship, another person is just still obsessively thinking about somebody else. But either way, the other party has been very in their head about it. They recognize what's going on. They recognize that loss of what should be theirs in their relationship, that it's going somewhere else. And it's causing a great deal of imbalance when the situation is that we need balance. The next two in this little set that dropped are Gemini and Two of Swords. I'm sorry, Lovers and Two of Swords. Lovers is the Gemini card in tarot. So what we have here is blocked lovers, people that are supposed to be together and are not. It can also represent Two of Swords is a blocked energy. It's not only just blocked, but it's that person that just doesn't want to hear the truth. Like, they already know something's not right, but they don't want any proof of it. Like, you don't want to know for sure. Like, they might suspect their husband is cheating or their wife is cheating or whoever's cheating, but they're going to pretend like they don't have that suspicion, and they're not going to go look for any evidence of it. They just want to pretend like everything's okay when their intuition is telling them that it isn't. This is also, for some of you, someone that's literally been blocked, that you may have blocked a Gemini, you may have blocked a Libra, specifically a Moon and Libra placement. That you may have done that. It's also maybe not wanting to see, not paying attention to your feelings, wanting to just ignore the way that you feel, that you're already in a situation. Trying to extract yourself from that situation seems impossible, and so you're just going to pretend like you don't know how you really feel about it and just ignore it and leave it as is. And then part of the obstacle too, we have the Magician here. When the Magician he can be very manipulative if he comes in reverse, but he's upright here. And coming in upright, this is a want to manifest what it is that you want, to change the energy of this situation. So the obstacle is, there's a lot of imbalance here, obviously. I mean, we talked about that right from the beginning. We've got this energy here of people giving to others that are outside of the relationship, that's got everybody in their head, and all of this in your head energy might be resulting in fights, might be resulting in paranoia, where you're starting fights about things that aren't real because you don't want to pay attention to what is real. And so you might be starting petty fights about other things when really you need to talk about this issue, but you're like, no, I don't want to talk about that issue, so I'm going to start petty fights about things that I imagine and make up. And this Magician is just saying, I've had enough. Like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do this anymore. This is exhausting. It's funny because some of this is resonating with me. I have two major Cancer placements. I'm Cancer Venus, Cancer Mars, and in Vedic astrology, I'm Cancer rising. So I'm trying, there's a lot here that I'm like, yeah, I can see that. I can see that happening. But yeah, I definitely think that there's fights that are going on in this situation that have nothing to do with the real problem is. And that no one wants to address what the real problem is. Well, no one has wanted to address what the real problem is, but now someone does. Whether that's you, Cancer, or the person that you're in a relationship, whether or not they want to. But there's a want here, just like when we talked earlier about wanting to get out of that bad emotional place. That's what this Magician is, because all of this that we just talked about, that's a bad emotional place The Magician is like, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to use the tools that I have, use the knowledge that I have to change this, to turn it into what feels good, what's right, what's... The Magician's not digging this. Someone here wants to change this energy, and they have the ability to. They just haven't. There's also a feeling of obligation to take care of more people than maybe you're really responsible for. Not being appreciated for doing that. That's for some of you. So, tell us about the environment for Cancer right now, please. Spirit, please tell me about the environment for Cancer. One or both parties are wanting to move away from this contract. So if it's a marriage, somebody might want a divorce. If it's a job, somebody might want to quit. If you're just in some sort of arrangement with a friend or family member, you might not want to be in it any longer. And where previously you might have been, well, I don't know if you're talking about it yet. Are you talking about it? Yeah, trying to keep it together has been really hard and exhausting. Trying to pretend like everything's okay here has been very exhausting and probably has felt pretty toxic and maybe even led to some bad decisions. Some bad decisions here in the environment. There really is a want to race towards something that's more stable, something that you're passionate about, something that can be celebrated. Please tell us how Cancer is going to overcome this obstacle. So let's find out what you're going to do, what action you're going to take to get out of this place where attention is being given to other people outside of the relationship. It's not being talked about. There's petty fights happening. You know, we're not paying any attention to what the real issue is or what true feelings are. Some people might have been put in a position where they're responsible. I want to say more people, like, and it's not children, like, I don't know, I feel like somebody's been made responsible for other, like, adults, like, other, like, capable, not talking about, I'm not talking about, like, sickly, elderly people. I'm talking about somebody's feels obligated to take care of other capable adults or another capable adult, and they've been made to feel obligated to do that when that is not their obligation. I don't know where that's coming from, but that's for some of you, probably very few of you, but like a mooch energy, like some grown person moved into your house, some friend said, hey, can I come crash for a few nights, and then they never left, or, you know, hey, can I come stay with you while I, you know, finish my, you know, degree, and then I'll leave, and then they never do. I don't know, something like that. What is the energy that Cancer will embrace or Cancer will use to get to overcome this obstacle? What action will Cancer take overcome this obstacle, please. Deep breath, Cancer. I keep wanting to say Cameron. That's someone's name is Cameron. All right, so we have the Knight of Wands that's come out as how you're going to take action. The Knight of Wands is getting up and moving. He's really the King of Wands, so he's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy, but he's taking action. So this could be somebody, Sagittarius and Mars placement, Leo, Mars, Aries and Mars. But this is someone that is no longer stagnant, no longer stuck, no longer in this stuck energy that we saw with the Two of Swords. Someone that's getting up and taking action. Tell me more about this Knight of Wands as the energy to overcome, please. Well, moving away from conflict. Yeah, this is Leo energy with the Five of Wands. So you might have somebody here with a lot of Leo placements in their chart, but this this person, it can be you, Cancer, it can be someone that you're dealing with, is moving away from this, that there's too much conflict here. It doesn't look like there's any want to try to fix things here anymore. Yeah, this road's been too burdensome. And then we have the Star in reverse, which is no longer wanting this. That at one point, whatever this was everything you thought you wanted, and now it's not. Now this isn't. We've got the Star in reverse, which is my dream is a wish your heart makes kind of card. But when it's coming up in reverse, it's like, so we've got these, I want to move away from this conflict. It's been so burdensome and I don't even want it anymore. Wow, Cancer. Wow. All right, let's find out what the potential outcome is. There's a lot of Leo energy coming through. This may have been a relationship too, where you felt bound, like there was no way out of it. So what is the potential outcome for Cancer if they move away from this conflict, from this burden that is for something it seems like they don't even want anymore? What is the potential outcome, please? Ooh. All right, we've got 3 cards all in reverse. I'll look at them upright first, though. Okay. So what came up, and I'm going to show them to you upright first, is the Nine of Swords, which is Gemini energy, Page of Wands, and the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands can be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So we might be talking about a feminine energy that has that inner chart. Just to go over some of the energies that we do have here, for those of you that are interested in it, we have Sagittarius, Taurus, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and Scorpio, more Sagittarius, Leo, Aquarius, and now more of the fire signs and Gemini again. So with them coming up in reverse, this is coming out of an energy of being upset, that as you choose to move away, Cancer, be it you or someone that's in your energy, that as you choose to move away from this conflict, you know, something that you don't even want anymore, that you're no longer in this Nine of Swords energy. Nine of Swords energy is you can't sleep at night, you can't really eat, you don't have much of an appetite, you're anxious, you know, whatever it is. And that not talking about this problem with this feminine energy, this fiery feminine energy, was part of what put you here. But as you do this, as you move away, whether or not you're communicating clearly about what's happening, because we've got the Page of Wands here in reverse. Pages speak, so for him to be upside down makes me wonder whether or not there's actually communication about this, or if you're just up and leaving, Cancer. I don't know. I don't know if you're talking about it or if you're just gonna bounce, or if whatever conversation about it happens isn't. Whatever you're communicating, Cancer, or whatever's being communicated to you, if it matters to you, you might want to consider whether or not it's actually the truth or the real issue or what actually happened. This also might be somebody that's trying to soften the blow of the communication that they give to this queen, so that this queen can feel better. You know what? I mean, I think that that's probably going to be the case for the majority of you, is that whatever communication that this queen is receiving about the end of this relationship, that it's being downplayed, that this knight that's bouncing out of here is maybe softening the blow so that she can feel better. Whether that's good or bad is, you know, entirely up to you, but to decide. What is the advice, please, for Cancer? What is the advice for Cancer, please? Yeah, the Divine is really trying, you know, when we've got Temperance here, we've got the Magician here, you know, even the Star being in reverse out here. I think the Divine is really trying to help you to recognize what the problem is, the need for the change, the need to move away from this sort of conflict, helping you understand, like, I don't even think you want this, Cancer. Like, do you even really want this? I think they're really trying to help you to have more clarity, like we talked about early on in the reading with the Desert card, that this clarity that needs to come in, this judgment, trusting your judgment, and then the outcome possibly being that you're going to soften the message, maybe not necessarily tell the full truth about what all the problems were. It might be a situation where all that's going to do is cause somebody more pain, unnecessary pain. And you just want this person that, even though you're walking away, you want them to feel better. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that, but that's kind of the message that I'm getting. So what is the advice for Cancer, please? Let's get my shuffle. What's the advice for Cancer here, please? Oh, finally. Okay, so we have the Two of Wands in reverse. Two of Wands is when it's upright, they're still making a decision. It's a need to make a decision, and it came out in reverse, which is just make the decision. The advice is just to make the decision, Cancer. I think you probably already know what action that you want to take. I think you probably already know the action that you want to take. And you just need to take it. So I'm going to take all my little Cancer placements and look at this reading and see how it applies to my life. Thank you for listening.